Remember this background from Fun Fast Friday number 4? Let's finish it like this. Let's get started. So let's take this Fast Fun Friday background and finish it into a completed art journal spread. Starting with golden fluid acrylic red iron oxide and a Dylusions stencil called Holes Small. And I'm just going to add some complementary color here and there on these 2 pages. I really like this stencil. You can use it for a lot of different looks and finishes. So I'm just adding some of that to both and drying it off. And then I have another stencil that I'm going to bring in from the Crafter's Workshop. It has smaller holes, circles. It's a Balzer design and it's called Mini Tiny Circles. And I'm going to use the fluid acrylic again in the turquoise phthalo color that I dripped down the page when we made the background. And I'm just going to add some tiny circles, and in some of the spots it kind of the circles kind of bleed together, and I don't care. I just kind of blend them out, and then when I go with a much lighter hand and less paint, I get more distinct tiny circles. And I dried that off, and then after drying I added a few pieces of ephemera, some tickets, and I wanted to bring some more of that red back that was on that right hand page. It kind of peeks through there at the right underneath those larger circles, so I wanted some more of that in there. So the background is basically finished now, and I want to create some focal points. So I'm going to take this watercolor paper. I have a full sheet that I folded in half, and then I tore that and I folded one of those halves in half again. So basically I tore 2/4 off of the sheet, and then I just tore all around the edges just to size those pieces down to where I wanted them on the page. And then since I had the color already on my mat, I just drug the edges of those papers through the watered down fluid acrylic to get some color onto those papers, and then laid them on there. Now this last part, I will apologize, I accidentally had it on time lapse when I recorded and didn't realize till I was done. So I've played with the speed a little bit here, and it's still kind of herky-jerky, and I'm really sorry, but I think you can tell what I'm doing okay. And I'm just going to do a couple quick sketches. I'm using a Graphitone water-soluble graphite pencil to make the sketch, and then I will just activate that with water and just push the graphite around to soften the lines and shade out the sketch a little bit. So that's what I'm doing here. Just gonna activate all of those lines. I love the water-soluble graphite. You can just make it do whatever you want, and it's just like watercolor. If you want to lift it, you can. If you want to completely take it off, you can do that as well. You can come back later after it's dry and it remains water soluble, so you can manipulate it some more. And then I'm just using a Turner Acryl Gouache, say that 5 times fast, on a script liner brush to just add in some white of her eyes and the highlight on her eyes, and then just lighten some of the areas where there would naturally be highlights on the face. And that one's finished to my liking, so I just grabbed the other paper and basically did the same thing. They turn out looking completely different, which always happens. No matter what I want to do, they're always different, which is okay. It's like the pencil knows what it wants to do, so that's what happens. But I think one looks a little older and one looks a little younger, so somehow in my subconscious or in my pencil or brush, something was saying that's how they should be, so that's how they turn out. And just adding the gouache to that one. And give it a good dry. So then I'm just going to figure out where I want these on the page. I kind of planned it ahead of time, but then by the time I get done doing the sketches, I forget. So and then I wasn't sure if I wanted to really glue them to the page or not, so I went sorting through some of my washi tapes, and I thought, well, I'll just put them down with washi tape temporarily, and then I can always glue them down later once I'm absolutely sure that's where I want them to be. So I was just choosing which one I wanted to use, and that yellow one with the text on it seemed like it blended with the page okay, so I just tore off little pieces and just stuck them to the page with the washi tape. I like the way it looks. I might later just go back and add some glue to the back of the washi so it stays stuck better, and just leave them put, you know, in the book like that with the tape. I like the way it looked. And that's basically it. I ended up adding a few little extra lines here and there on each of those pieces, and then I used my peg stamp to stamp the quote, "Creativity is contagious, pass it on," which is what I'm trying to do here on YouTube with you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and share it. That all helps my channel a lot. And click that notification bell so you know when I am uploading new videos. Remember, Fun Fast Friday videos every Friday. And in the meantime, go make some art. Bye.